Good morning from Southwest Virginia. It's Monday. Ha! Boy, my brain is already fogged. It's Monday, September 13th. Happy tip of the Grant's Sound Advice coffee cup. Have a sip on me. Gotta have coffee, right? Well, it was a great weekend. What beautiful weather the last 3 or 4 days. And while the temperature did bump up a little bit more yesterday, I was able to have the windows open for like 2 or 3 days. Oh man, is that nice? Just cool air, and got the bike back together. I'd had a voltage problem, and I didn't know what it was, and quite frankly have been fighting it for nearly 5 months now. And one of the things that I've referenced before in my videos is asking for help and not being afraid to. And the interesting thing is that I got a lot of help, but it was all the wrong answers in the right way. And let me explain. By the way, if you don't mind liking and subscribing to the channel, I'd really appreciate it. Share it with somebody. So the problem was I'd spent some money upgrading my stereo system on the bike. And it would go so long and cut out, and then go so long and cut out, and etc. And pick any time period, and it was both on or off for that length of time. Could be on for 30 seconds, 5 minutes, off for a minute, 2 minutes, 12 seconds. And I was very frustrated. I've installed car stereos since I was in high school, and I'm not the best at it for sure, but boy, I thought I had done it all right. Surely there must be a loose wire or something. Now, I really appreciate the people at Crutchfield that did all kinds of work trying to help me work through this problem. But all we could think of is that loose wires, or that wires were crossed, or whatever. And so two things happened within a fairly quick succession of each other. I bought a different set of stuff at Crutchfield, thinking maybe it was the gear I bought. Put it on the bike, same exact problem again. It wasn't the gear, nor was it my installation, because this time, even though I was sure last time, I was really sure this time I had a solid install. And so I'm in a bike group that a bunch of people have the same motorcycle I do, and people started saying, well, you need to check. I'm sorry, I'm out of sequence. So I went back to the Crutchfield people, and they did an entire tear down. I tore down my bike, but they did an entire check of the electrical system. No problems in my install. Both good news and bad news. I was hoping he wouldn't, but I was also kind of hoping the tech would go, oh, right there's your problem. Your defibrillator bearing's not hooked up, or whatever. So anyhow, long story short, I got on with one of their techs, and she said, well, we often see this when voltage drops, because the bike, the system protects itself. There's not enough voltage, it shuts off until it senses enough, and then it comes back on. So I got on a bike group. Now the bike group comes in, and the guys there said, you need to check your voltage regulator. It's shot. Put a meter on my voltage regulator. Sure enough, it was spiking at 18 volts. So it wasn't a low voltage problem. It was actually a high voltage problem. I just find it interesting when a lot of times in business and life, we tend to know what an answer is because of our experience. And I was at a leadership conference yesterday where I was one of the speakers, but sat in on a group. And that was one of the things that was discussed, how we tend to give answers from our experience. Well, duh, of course we do. But sometimes it's not the experience that helps. I'm kind of rambling around a little bit this morning, as I normally do, but I thought it was interesting in that everybody had a right answer, but it wasn't the perfect answer. So anyhow, I bought a new voltage regulator. It's on the bike. Drove probably about 50 miles yesterday. The radio never cut out. Boy, is that nice. And I'm back in business. Now I'm just waiting for a new front tire, and the bike's good for another 10,000 miles, I hope. She should have a birthday this week. My birthday's Wednesday, but she's going to turn 70,000 at some point in the next day or two, depending on how much I get to ride. And so that's going to be a little fun. And I'll mark that appropriately, I'm sure. Thank you for listening this morning. Thanks for staying with me. A like and subscribe is always great. I've had so many great comments on the new branding that I've done with all the blue and stuff, and help from a graphics artist that was really wonderful. Getting a lot of good traction on my social media stuff. He's doing a really nice job there too. So I think today is about asking for help. It's Monday. It's let's roll, right? Turn on the green light and let's go. So thank you again yet for your playing with me on the channel, and I'll see you tomorrow morning for Tech Tuesday.